If I can get everybody's attention, I'd like to go ahead and get started here. First, I appreciate everybody coming out, and I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I'd also like to thank Shawnee College for allowing us to use their venue here. It's Shawnee College, just like Windley, just like John A., just like a lot of the community colleges throughout Southern Illinois, are real assets to the region, and we always try to highlight the community colleges and a lot of the other things that we have going for us down here in Southern Illinois. So I really do appreciate Shawnee College. They were very helpful in allowing us to do this. I've said for a long time, I think a lot of people have heard me say that, and for those of you that haven't heard me, I'll keep saying it. I think Southern Illinois is underrepresented. I think Southern Illinois has been underrepresented for a long time. I think a lot of people in Southern Illinois feel like their values aren't represented, feel like their voices aren't being heard, and that's why I've always tried to spend a lot of time in Southern Illinois. We're doing this town hall. We were hoping it would be a debate, and we're going to be doing a lot of these. We hope that they become debates because we think everybody in each county in Southern Illinois, no matter how large the county is, has an opportunity to meet with the people they're going to be voting for in November. We're going to continue to do that. Like I said, we thought we could get some debates here. We thought it would be neat for Pulaski County. We thought it would be neat for each county, but unfortunately that's not the case tonight. So I'd like to go ahead and get started, talk about a few things, but mainly just open it up for some questions. Because as I say all the time, politicians shouldn't be talking to the voters. They should listen to the voters. And that's kind of how our campaign's always been. That's how our campaign is going to continue to be. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jason Plummer. I live in O'Fallon. I'm a businessman. I'm an intelligence officer in the Navy Reserves. I'm very active in my community, and I think if you look at Southern Illinois, from Alton, the northern tip, down to Pulaski and Alexander counties at the southern tip, the 12th Congressional District is one of the most blessed regions in the country. If you look at our access to natural resources, if you look at the human talent we have here, if you look at our access to transportation networks, if you look at everything we have going for us, it's a wonderful region, yet it's a struggling region. It's economically depressed. We have high unemployment rate. We see people constantly moving out instead of moving in. I think that that's absurd. I think that what our leadership has done to the 12th Congressional District, to Southern Illinois, and to the state of Illinois as a whole is immoral. I think that there's absolutely no reason why we have the problems we have. If we get government out of the way, if we let our coal miners mine coal, if we let our farmers farm, if we let our small businessmen create jobs, if we let our prison guards guard prisoners, if we let the American people do what they do best, this area will thrive. If we get the politicians out of the way, good things will happen. That's what my campaign's all about. All the time I have people say, what's your number one goal when you go to Washington, D.C.? Is it to get rid of government on health care? Is it to lower taxes? Is it to support the Second Amendment? Is it to support the pro-life movement? What is it? Well, it's all those things. But my number one goal is to shrink the size and scope of federal government. When you do that, when you get government out of the way, you will lower taxes. You will spend less money. You won't have to worry about government infringing on our First Amendment rights, our Second Amendment rights. You won't have to worry about bureaucrats getting in between the patient-doctor relationship. Those are all things I stand for. That's what my campaign stands for. And most importantly, I think that's what the people of Southern Illinois stand for. And we're really humbled, we're really proud to represent their values. So again, I appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. Rather than preaching to you, I'd just like to open it up to questions. The slate is open, the slate is clear. Anything you guys want to talk about, I'm here to talk with you about it because, like I said, I honestly, truly believe this is the most important election cycle we've ever had. Now, every 2 years, politicians say this is the most important election cycle. But I think that if we do not defeat this president, I think that if the Republican Party does not maintain its hold on the U.S. House of Representatives as a check and balance on Harry Reid and Barack Obama and Nancy Pelosi. The America we know today is not the America our kids and our grandchildren will know. I truly believe that with all my heart. That's why this election cycle is so important. And that's why I'm here before you today. Because I don't look at you all like people that are here to listen to me. I'm a public servant. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy talking to voters. And I'm here to listen to you so that when we win in November, we can deliver that message to the folks in Washington, D.C. So without further ado, I'd like to open it up to questions. One other thing I'd like to say, I don't know everybody here, but I know some of the people here, and I see people from Jackson County, I see people from Williamson County, I see people from Alexander County, Pulaski County, Union County, Franklin County. I think that's neat. I think that's neat that we have so many people out here. It's clear to me that the voters are wanting to meet and greet their politicians. The voters are wanting to test them and to talk to them. And I think that you will not find a politician that you will see more than me for the next 5 or 6 months. We work very hard. We've got a great team of volunteers, and we're going to continue to work hard. So I appreciate everybody from all over Southern Illinois being here today. And the floor is wide open. I'd like to start. Anybody have questions? Yes, sir.
Jason, you touched briefly on the coal industry. We have an overabundance of coal, and it's sitting in the ground. What is your thoughts and beliefs that we should do with this as a fuel?
Right. Well, there is no bigger supporter of coal than me. I think that, I always tease Congressman Shimkus, who's from the district right next door, because he's known as a very pro-coal guy. And he's a strong supporter of my campaign, but I always tease him. I said, you should be careful supporting me, because once we win this race, you're going to be the second biggest supporter of coal in the U.S. House of Representatives. And folks, coal is the lifeblood of Southern Illinois. We have more BTUs in coal in Southern Illinois. Between John Shimkus' district and this district here, we have more BTUs in coal than Saudi Arabia has in oil. And what we do makes no sense to me. We refuse to allow our people to have quality, stable jobs. We starve our small communities and our southern counties of revenue and of jobs simply because we want to satisfy a bunch of environmentalists on the east and west coast. The EPA, 20 years ago we had 37 operating coal mines in the 12th Congressional District. Today we have 9 coal mines. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Just like Mark Kirk, just like John Shimkus, just like a lot of Republican politicians from Illinois, I will take the EPA on, not just on coal, on what they're doing to our ag industry, on what they're doing to our oil and gas industries. I'll take the EPA on, and I'll do everything I possibly can to open up the coal industry. One argument they say is, well, we have high sulfur coal, so it's a dirty coal. But yet they let us mine it and ship it to China. And I guarantee you that China's going to burn that coal in a much less environmentally friendly way than we in Southern Illinois are going to do it. And after they burn it in China, what's it going to do? It's going to go up in the atmosphere, and it's going to come over to Southern Illinois. Why don't we just have the jobs here? Why don't we burn it in a friendly way here? Why don't we empower America with the natural resource we've been blessed with? What we do to our coal would be the equivalent to if they took a bunch of the oil sheiks in Saudi Arabia, and if a bunch of the oil sheiks in Saudi Arabia said, hey, instead of drilling for all the oil that we're standing on top of, why don't we power our